What's up, everybody? Welcome. Welcome back, chimps. I'm gonna call you all chimps from now on. Also, you caught me. I was watching Nick Fuentes and Destiny hang out IRL. Look at this. This is so cringe. Look at the way Destiny orders in a restaurant. I swear this is not what today is. This is not what today is. But this is Destiny ordering in a restaurant. And, I mean, as if you needed any reason, really. Oh, boy. To not ever want to hang out with Destiny or sort of like, you know, go to dinner with him or be some kind of family friend. You know how people have family friends? Yeah, so I don't know if you guys ever did this. I never did this. You know how some people like go on vacation, their family goes on vacation with another family, like their neighbor or kid from school or something like that. Imagine if your family friend was Destiny. This is what it would be like every day.
Yeah, you think? Restaurant's Me Magic. It says real food for real people.
True.
Real
See? Real conservative. Alex Jones would love that tagline.
Real human being.
I'm so hungry.
Are you?
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's why we came to a restaurant now.
Yeah. There's the guy.
Hear that? She goes, I'm so hungry. I'm so hungry. Like normal, just kind of girlfriend, like chatter, whatever. Are you? Well, that's why we came to a restaurant, Mel. Are you hungry? Well, that's why we came to a restaurant. It's like, okay. Also, the order is hilarious.
Oh no. What the fuck is going on?
What?
Oh, there we go.
You can just hear me.
What?
You can just hear me.
Can I get all of us in frame? Nope.
Nope. Unless I trip in. This table sucks.
Well, whose fault is that, Mel?
It's your fault.
Yeah. Whose fault is that, Mel? It's your fault, you dumb bitch, that the table sucks. What? Excuse me? Anyway, so that's just how Destiny talks to people. And then, yeah, what they order is Nick Fuentes, who I guess is Destiny's boyfriend or something, orders the exact same thing as him. And Mel gets the, what does she order? Something, oh yeah, the penne alla vodka at the chicken and waffle place. Although, to be fair, those chicken and waffles do look pretty good.
I don't believe that, but I think that, you know, there's one hypothesis that said that people diverged after 10,000.
Wait, look, this is such an interesting character study on the left versus the right. Nick only ate the waffle, and Destiny only ate the chicken. You'd actually think that would be reversed. But it actually seems like Destiny might be the top in this relationship between him and Nick Fuentes.
1,000 years, and then adapted differently based on climate and other environmental factors. But in any case, point is, like, I like the Pat Buchanan quote. He says that race is not everything, but it's not nothing. And that's kind of my ideology. And when you say, like, would you live with based Somalians or, like, cringe white people, it's like, well, I don't know. It is an interesting question. But I don't think it really has a good answer. I think it's really more to tease out the big ideas about identity. So I don't know. I don't know. If I could have a white wife, maybe I don't. Maybe I'll live with.
Wait, is that his answer? Would you rather live with based Somalians or cringe white people? And he goes, it doesn't have a real answer. Oh, Nick. I mean, he's a crazy guy, but he does seem somewhat funny. I want to see how they order the check. I don't really care about any of this. I'm interested in how Destiny behaves himself in a restaurant, sort of.
Did you not charge it?
Honey, I forgot to charge the gimbal.
Oh yeah, it's super dead.
I just have to hold it like an idiot.
Oh fuck.
Oh
You
fuck!
pop it up again.
Now you have to look at that. Look at that disgusting. She had like 3 bites. Are there peas in there? Are there peas in that penne alla vodka?
Well, Welcome to Unsteady Camera, guys.
Oh, God forbid.
Are you just pointing it at me?
Yep, I am. That is exactly what I'm doing. They can see me in the reflection of your glasses, that's though. Hi, probably good for a check. Yeah.
Probably good for check.
Show it to me.
Oh,
Probably
thanks, Mel.
Whoa,
probably
Destiny's
good for
buying
check.
lunch? Thanks, man.
All right, here you can.
I'll run in with it.
She runs
Be
in.
mealful. Okay, now that she's gone, tell us your true thoughts.
Let's kiss.
About sweets. Sweets. I don't know. I don't have a strong opinion. I don't know any Swedes.
Did you not like your chicken?
No, I did. I got like a burger like an hour before I came here.
Oh, so you lied about everything. Okay.
I said I'd eat, but this is a big chicken.
It is big.
What is going? This is so awkward. I can't watch this anymore. I cannot watch this anymore. Am I about to go down a Nick Fuentes like rabbit hole? Are men funnier than women? Gosh. Well, let's go to my account. Let's go to my account where I actually have the videos we watch. This is live, so I'm not gonna I'm not gonna swoop in on that. Let's see. I do have some Christianity videos. I don't know. What do you guys want? What do you guys want to watch? Want to watch Nick Fuentes and Destiny kiss on stream? We can watch that. Oh, this will be good. Let's start with a little Mike Pergami.
Come on up, guys. Let's hear your arguments.
This will be good.
God's imaginary. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong.
How about God is the necessary precondition for like transcendental categories? Transcendental categories are not imaginary. Therefore, God is not imaginary. Oh, yeah. Adam Friedland and Destiny. Welcome, Mr. Jack Savage. I'm guessing that's Jack Savage. There can't be a John Savage just floating out there. There cannot be. But actually, Adam Friedland plus Destiny would be good. But it kind of paints Destiny in too good of a light. The Adam Friedland thing. Although Adam does destroy him. Even though they're not debating, somehow Destiny turns every single like social interaction into a debate just by his face. Jim Bob says he has wheelchair face. Isn't that funny? Destiny wheelchair face. Actually, I mean, I kind of already did a video about this, but I kind of want to watch it again. So this is Destiny's podcast.
Man, sometimes it's okay.
Where he's just eating chicken. Okay. So Alex O'Connor, you know. You have the wrong guy. He debated his girlfriend leaving him on his pod. That's so funny. Oh, you know we have to watch. Wait, forget Alex O'Connor. This is what we have to watch. This is so funny. I've probably watched this like 3
Yes.
times.
Oh, is that name?
No, his first name is Destiny. Or his first name is Steven.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
To my understanding.
What?
He doesn't look like a Steven. He look like a Destiny.
He looks like a wheelchair face. This is not my creation. This is Jim Bob. He says Destiny looks like his head is the head of a guy who's in a wheelchair.
Yeah. All right.
Have you met a lot of Destinies in real life, Jesse? I feel like I don't look like one, but
Destiny Child.
yeah. Do I look like any of the members of Destiny's Child?
Anyway,
Trip to the eye doctor, Jesse. Okay.
all right, we're good, Bill.
No, you don't look like them at all. Welcome to the Fallen States. I am Destiny Peterson. My friend is back. I haven't seen him in a while. I have with me Destiny, Twitch streamer, gamer, and YouTube personality. And for the first time, I'm meeting his, I don't know if it's his girlfriend, fiance, or wife. I'll find out. With us today is Melina Gorison. I'm gonna let her say the last name. I'm sure I'm screwing that up.
It's
She is a Twitch streamer and Swedish
That's too
immigrant
loud.
model. I mean, what is it?
Yeah, that's close enough.
Yeah.
I don't have Instagram. Oh, Instagram. Let me do that over. She is a Twitch streamer and Swedish Instagram model.
Mother.
Thank you both for coming on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes,
Your discretion
it's good to
advised.
see you again, Destiny. It's been a while.
Thanks. It's good to see you too,
So
Destiny Peterson. I think that's how you introduce yourself. I'm glad to get to meet you again.
That's right. So you both are in Sweden right now. Why are you there?
Oh, because I live here and he's visiting.
Oh, I see. Amazing. And so I was watching some of your videos last night, Melina, because I heard about you. I knew Destiny had a girl. Are you guys married now or engaged or
We're
Still-
engaged. Hopefully married in the next couple months. Yeah.
Yeah.
really? And so, Melina, why did you say yes to Destiny?
Yeah, Jesse Lee Peterson is one of the greatest interviewer trolls of all time. John Savage. He's got like, I don't even know how many subscribers. We could check.
Have a lot of marble.
Oh, you caught me in my other my other filthy vice. Rim World tutorials. Let's see. Let's look up how many Jesse Lee Peterson has in general. 544,000 subscribers, but also like they're endless like clip farming channels, and like, yeah. Well, you'll just see. You'll get a vibe for him. This is gonna be awesome. Look at what the look at what the titles of the sections are. Will you obey him? Destiny loves black people.
When he asked, would you marry him?
Because I love him.
And what do you love about him?
Everything.
Did you know he's a liberal?
Yeah, but that's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I think it's amazing.
Really?
Beta.
So would you classify him as a beta male or an alpha male?
He's a Sigma male.
A sick male?
A sick
Sigma.
male.
Sigma male, Jesse. You don't know what Sigma males are?
No,
Oh, you're behind on the times.
I am. What is it?
Sigma males are men that go their own way, Jesse. They don't play the alpha beta games, okay? They live their own lives.
Oh, that's amazing. And so,
Amazing.
Destiny, why did you ask Melina to marry you?
Because I love her too.
And what do you love about her?
I love how adventurous she is. She travels a lot. I like that she goes outside a lot, so it gets me outside a lot. We go like swimming and diving and hiking. She's fun to be around.
And I got him to go to the gym.
Oh yeah, she gets me to go to the gym. Yeah, she improves my life.
Oh, nice. And so, when are you getting married?
Not 100% sure. All the visa stuff is complicated now because of the coronavirus, so it's hard to figure out when things are gonna happen.
So, Melina, when you marry him, are you going to move to America?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, good. And will you obey him?
What was I mean?
Obey, like
The Swedish mind can't comprehend what it means to obey a man. They don't have this concept in Sweden. It's very egalitarian over there.
take my orders.
Wait, for what?
I don't know. For
Wait,
what,
what's that?
Jesse? What do you mean by that, Jesse?
Because the man is the head of the wife, and it's the wife's responsibility to obey her husband.
You're gonna obey
I
me?
think it's
Jesse, by the way, if you don't know him, Jack or John or whatever you're going by these days. Jesse Lee Peterson is the most based guy like on earth. Like he basically invented being based in this sort of authentic way. So that's
The
part of it.
opposite.
No.
What's the
Yeah,
opposite?
she's gonna be very obedient, Jesse. 100%.
Is that true,
What do you want me
Melina?
to do? What do you want me to do?
We'll take orders from the head of the household.
Oh shit.
Yep.
I wasn't prepared.
What?
I wasn't
Streamer
prepared
girl.
for that.
And when you get married, are you going to stay home and watch over his children or raise his children for him?
Yeah.
Maybe if we have kids in the future, maybe.
We will
But I
have
mean,
a
she
kid.
streams, so she can work and stream at the same time, or stream and take care of the kids at the
I
same
thought I
time.
could work and take care of the kids at the same time and make more money.
Yep.
Short bus Andrew
Amazing.
Tate. Exactly. Although I would much rather, like, if I had to join a Cobra Tate university, I would 1,000 times out of 1,000 go learn from the master Jesse Lee. And you haven't even got to his genius interviewing tactics. But the title of this is "Satan is Your Daddy." When he thinks people aren't living in according to their based nature, he says Satan is your daddy. Beta. All liberals are beta males. I mean, this guy, he's got some real pearls of wisdom. Sometimes he casts his pearls before swine, but it's all good stuff.
Well, I wish you guys well. Congratulations on getting married.
Thanks, Jesse.
Yeah, I do wish you well with that. Melina, you're a very interesting person, so I need to talk to you first. I already know about Destiny.
Okay.
Well, something I
Sure.
learned some new things about Destiny
Let's
too.
go. Yeah. Sounds
So,
great.
what's important to you, Melina?
In life,
Yeah, period.
like having fun. It's
Having
important.
fun.
Yeah.
How old are you?
experiencing things. 23.
23. And so
Yeah.
when you say
Also, Destiny's definitely like 32 or something. Not that it really matters, but yeah, Jesse has way more aura than Andrew Tate. Like, I don't know if you know that. I don't know if you probably haven't seen that show, but Jesse Lee's aura is so like expansive that trying to see the outline of it is like trying to see when you're standing in the same room as him. It's like trying to see the outline of the United States of America when you're standing in Times Square. That's Jesse Lee's aura. It sort of permeates half the globe.
having fun, what do you mean?
Like travel, experiencing things, like doing psychedelic drugs is fun for me.
Oh, yeah,
Like
so
painting,
fun.
streaming, meeting people is fun. Yeah.
Did you say doing drugs?
Yeah, it's fun.
And what type of drugs do you do?
Like mushrooms.
Do you really?
Yeah.
And,
you?
and why? No. Why do you do them?
'Cause
Do
it's
you,
fun.
she says. I mean, I actually can't tell who's more retarded. Does it look like Jesse Lee Peterson is either always on mushrooms or has never even heard of them, essentially?
You're
What's
missing
fu-
out.
I'm
yeah,
sorry?
you should. You should do them. You should do it and you will see it's fun.
But I don't need to. I have peace.
But I mean, sure. But don't you want a little bit more peace by
And
having
that's not
some
how it
psychedelic
works.
mushrooms?
Amazing.
Like, imagine,
Amazing.
like, maybe your life is fun, but maybe sometimes you go on roller coasters to make it even more fun sometimes. Just like
That's
that.
amazing.
It's
And do you
I know,
amazing.
smoke,
right?
do you smoke pot as well?
No.
You
I
don't smoke pot, just
No,
mushrooms.
I don't think it's fun.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
How
kind of
often
a
do
crazy.
you do mushrooms?
I don't meet many people who don't smoke pot at all, but love mushrooms or take mushrooms consistently. That's kind of wild, isn't it? Like, I feel like it's usually one or the other. I mean, I feel like it's usually both, really. But if it's going to be anything, you smoke a little pot, but you don't go near mushrooms. But leave it to Destiny's wife, I guess. I don't know.
Mushrooms.
Like once a year.
Really? And
Yeah.
so how did you and Destiny meet?
We met in New Zealand. So I reached out to him on social media, and then we met in New Zealand like 2 years ago. 3?
Yeah, maybe San
Almost 3
Francisco
years ago,
Tech
yeah.
Bros. I think
Amazing.
you might be right about that, Jack.
I watched one of your videos last night because just to get a little idea of what you do.
Oh.
And you are on your Instagram or your Twitch streamer thing, you give out advice to other women and men how to have sex, right?
Okay.
Is that true? I want to be sure I'm clear on that.
Sometimes they ask, yes, and then I respond.
And so you said something in the video I thought you were joking about.
Oh,
You
okay.
said that you've slept with 50 men and women
Yeah,
I
probably.
thought you would joke.
at 23
said
years
that.
old?
Yeah, fun. Doesn't that sound a lot of fun?
No.
And how did you manage to do that?
I met people and had sex with them.
So
That is a crazy question.
like
How did you
sleep-
manage to do that? You literally just do it. If you're a Swedish girl that looks like this, right? Don't you just walk into a room and essentially if you don't beat them off with a stick, then it's just gonna happen anyway.
Sleeping with, was it 50 men and women or 50 men and some women?
I mean, it's like I get better and better every single time, you know? So like maybe in the start it wasn't that good.
Gross.
And then later on, it's really good.
So
Yeah,
you
sure.
really slept with 50 men?
Also, you getting like women. What does she mean? She gets better and better. All that means is she now sticks fingers up dude's ass. Like it doesn't mean anything for a lady to get better at sex. I mean, maybe. Obviously, you could be. There is like a gradient. I'm sure there's like a scale. But that doesn't make the sex better for you if you're better at sex. It makes sex better for them. So if you meet like 50 other guys or 150 or 200 or whatever she said, it just matters how good they are if you enjoy it. You see what I'm saying? Like, whatever.
No, women as well.
50 men and women.
Yeah.
And what is that like? You said it's fun?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Have you tried it?
Amazing.
Have you slept with 50 men and women?
Yeah.
No way.
What do you think?
Why?
Why should I?
Yeah, why
Yeah,
should I?
why?
What are you looking for that causes
No,
you to
why?
do that?
Why haven't you slept with 50 men or women?
I've been a slut maker, but
You've been a so you have slept around with a lot of women.
yeah, I have with a lot of women, but
Yeah.
not that many.
Was it fun?
It was fun sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, so that's what it
Yeah.
is the same
I've been
way.
a slut
And so you
maker.
feel good.
A
you have
slut
fun.
maker, by the way, is what Jesse Lee's terminology for someone who sleeps with women without marrying them. You're making them a slut. You're a slut maker. So a man is a slut maker, and a woman is a slut. That's what I said. Slut.
I sleep it all with the men and women.
Yes, as you have also fun when you're sleeping around with men and women.
I've never slept with men. It sounds like you.
Why?
Why you keep saying that?
Why?
You said something that's not true.
I don't know. I'm just asking if it's true.
Why?
Why
I
wouldn't
slept with some.
what's
I
wrong
slept with
asking?
slut. Did you know that women who sleep around like that are sluts?
That sounds like a lot of fun in that case. I can be a slut. I'm having a lot of fun.
You know, will you be a slut?
He's also a slut.
So what?
He sleeps with men and women
And
too.
he sleep with men and women,
Yeah.
and so he's a slut
Exposing Destiny on the stream.
maker.
No, he's a slut as well.
Is that true, Destiny?
I guess in your world, yeah, that's what I'd be, Jesse.
And so do you sleep with men and women?
Yep.
And why are you doing it with both people, both men and women?
Fun. Why not? Twice as much fun, Jesse.
But why is it just fun to do it?
Yeah, sure. What? Yeah.
Once you get married, would you continue?
That didn't sound very convincing. Yeah. Is it fun to sleep with men and women? Yeah, sure. Why not? Politically, why not?
To do that?
Yes.
Probably, yeah.
Really? Destiny, I read that, and I don't know if I knew this or not. At one time, you were a Christian.
Long time ago. Like
No, he wasn't.
until I was 16, maybe. I went to Catholic school.
And then what
Maybe
happened?
it was.
I grew up a little bit, started asking questions. I mean, you kind of lose your religion pretty quickly.
You started asking questions, getting wrong answers, lost his religion. That's how you know someone didn't ask questions, if they frame it like that. It's like, actually, if you ask 10 questions, you will no longer be a Christian. It's like, yeah, if you post on Reddit. I wonder how many questions he asked his priest. Oh, I actually wonder how many questions he asked, not even just his priest, but any priest or any religious authority or figure. And I wonder if maybe most of the questions he asked were on a Reddit thread. Actually, that somebody else asked, that he saw a snarky Reddit reply to and said, no longer Christian.
When you go through that process, I think.
Really? And you just didn't believe in God anymore?
Yeah, not much.
Oh, I see. And Melina, are you a Christian?
No.
Do you believe in God?
No.
Do you
Absolutely
have
not.
morals and values?
Absolutely not.
No.
You don't
not
have
really.
any morals?
Wait, you don't have morals and values?
No.
You
No, she's not kidding. Look at this laugh too. This is so demonic. She's not kidding. And Destiny is a debate king. Debate fucking macho man, Superman of debate, Destiny, super Destiny. So he's like, no, you have to say you have morals and values. Even if you don't, you just have to say it. Even if you don't have any morals or values. Also, she already told us what her morals and values were. It's hedonism. It's literally hedonism. So that's a great moral structure you got there. I love how you're like, absolutely not. I could never be a stupid Christian. I could never possibly believe in God. But you believe in just you having fun as a moral standard?
kind of do.
Okay, yeah.
You would like murder someone,
But
right?
not, yeah, sure. But not, I don't believe in God or anything, though.
But do you
It's
have
not very,
Destiny
yeah,
at
it's not a very common
Destiny
thing.
at gunpoint here, 100%. Look at his face, dude. She's actually holding a gun. She's actually holding a gun to him. That's so funny.
Sweden, to like be super religious or like believe in God, we're pretty like not into that stuff.
Really?
Yeah, so like if you're, I remember there was like one guy in my class that was religious and he got bullied because it was like pathetic because you're believing in Santa
Pathetic.
Claus basically. So, yeah, but he did get bullied because he believed in God.
Wow. And did your parents don't believe in God either?
No.
What is it like to grow up without a belief in God?
I get to have a lot of more fun than most people do. Yeah, so I
Really?
think it's pretty cool. Yeah.
And what do you do when you have those empty moments when that kind of stuff doesn't satisfy you anymore?
I take
It's-
mushrooms.
You take mushrooms?
So, Jesse goes, what do you do when the hedonism sort of catches up with you and you're depressed and you're anxious? And then, you know, you're wondering what's the purpose, what's the meaning? There's no meaning in life because there's no God and no purpose maker, no reason for being here. And then she goes, more hedonism. That's how you know she's 23, so I can't really blame her. She hasn't had this experience that Jesse's talking about when you literally can't take any more mushrooms. Maybe I'm crazy, but she kind of looks like a femboy. Maybe the mind sees what it wants to. I think the mind does see what it wants to. That's why Destiny actually thinks she is a boy. But no, major femboy vibes. I think that's exactly up Destiny's alley. Obviously, he kind of likes the Nick Fuentes. She looks like Nick Fuentes in a wig. She looks like Nick Fuentes in a wig. And she's got the same moral corruption as well.
Yeah.
And do you take mushrooms too, Destiny?
Sometimes, yeah.
Really? Were you
Yep.
taking mushrooms before you met Melina?
Yep.
And why do you take mushrooms?
It's a fun experience.
And what do you do with your empty moments?
I don't really have empty moments. I work a ton. I do things for fun on the side. Like I got people to hang out with. Like yeah, I don't really have empty moments.
Do you guys plan?
So you don't lie down in bed. You don't have a minute between falling asleep and lying down in bed and turning off the lights. There's not a single empty moment for Destiny. At least it's not a real debate, because that's a crazy dodge. But I don't know. I get what Jesse Lee's asking here. I think just people that are so deep into hedonism can't really acknowledge that there are empty moments, because that counteracts their reality. Like, their reality is having fun all the time. And if they admit there are times when I don't have fun, that it breaks apart their whole structure. And it makes anybody wonder, why would you be a hedonist?
And to have children once you get married?
Probably
Yeah.
eventually, yeah.
And will you cut out all this other stuff once you have children?
Nope.
I mean, like when you have children, like you probably can't do as much.
Because you don't have time, right?
Yeah,
You
it
would
depends
have-
on what's going on. Like
You put
we're
a
not
lot
gonna
of
have like the
things.
kid crawling around the living room while we're like high on mushrooms, like crawling around and stuff. That's not gonna happen.
Amazing. And so, Destiny, I didn't know you already had a child.
That is the
As a
biggest
boy or
crime
girl?
of all this.
Boy.
And how old is he?
10 years old.
You spend time with him?
Yeah, I used to a lot when he was younger, but then since I moved to California, I just have to fly out there basically every time I travel.
That's so horrific. Imagine if Destiny is your dad. I made a joke earlier, like, imagine if you had a family friend that you, like, go on vacations with as, like, a kid, you know, that type of thing. And it was Destiny. But it's actually even worse. He has his own kid that he doesn't even see. But also it's like, is it better if you're Destiny's child to see your dad or not see your dad? That's kind of an open question, to be fair. Is this retarded? Is this banner retarded? I'm trying to like make my stream look better while we're doing this. Does this banner even do anything? Or is it kind of confusing, actually? It's actually kind of confusing, isn't it? Oh, it looks like shit. Okay, whatever. I'll do something else.
I see. So are you, when you do see him, you're pretty close to him? He's close to you? Are you close to him?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Sometimes we stream together when I go down. He likes to like goof off on stream and stuff. And then we talk on the phone and whatnot, yeah.
That's amazing.
So awkward about his kid. He has no pride about
Definitely.
his child. Like, it's like he's embarrassed of his own kid. The hell?
So you have no morals?
I think I have morals, but
No, not you, but Destiny. I mean, not you, but Melina. Melina.
Oh, I have morals, sure.
Where do you get your morals from?
I treat people around me like I want to be treated. You know,
And how's that? Like slaps?
like I sleep with people so they can sleep with me.
Yeah.
what you mean?
I mean,
Do
essentially.
you get paid to? Do people pay you to sleep with you, or is it free?
Is
You-
it free?
what-
Wait, hold on. That's a masterclass, by the way, in trolling. Yeah, the white of the YouTube makes it not real. I'm gonna try something else, but that was a masterclass in asking a trolling question. And Jesse, it just seems to roll off the tongue. Like, the way that Norm Macdonald is pure comedy, Jesse Lee Peterson is pure, like, troll interviewer. It's amazing. So he goes, and do people pay you to have sex with you? Or is it free? Like, it's all about framing. It's all about framing a question when you want to make someone look crazy. What's up, T-Bird Dog? What's up? Welcome, chat. Welcome to the chat, brother. Hope you enjoy a little Jesse Lee. Hope you enjoy a little Destiny. But also, if you want to debate the existence of God, that is always on the table. So let me know. If you do want to debate the existence of God, or even just talk about it, then, and by the way, the Christian God, then I'll drop a Discord link. Actually, I'll drop it anyway, just in case you want to join the channel and hang out. But that's what we usually do. I usually do apologetics, but today we're just kind of mellow and watching whatever videos come our way and having a good laugh at Jesse Lee Peterson. Okay, let's get that in there. T Bird Dog, welcome, brother. Okay, let's get back to Destiny.
Why
Jesse.
do you think I would get paid to sleep with people?
Well, I'm just asking. I don't know because I don't know you. I know
Wait,
Destiny.
do you
So
think? Yeah, but do you think like for a woman to sleep with a lot of people, she needs to get paid because she doesn't want to?
What?
not today because the lack of value. So you can get it free now anyway.
Yeah, guys.
So
No,
do you,
I've never been paid to sleep with someone.
I heard you say in your Instagram thing that you were raped.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ! It's hard to laugh, but you have to look at his face, and you know he doesn't mean nothing by it. Like, he's really not trying to offend her, but he's just like this. It just sort of flows out of him. Look at her face. You have to laugh. You have to laugh. That is so out of pocket. I think it was Sam Hyde that said having a conversation with Jesse Lee Peterson is like if someone takes a conversational sledgehammer and just hits you over the head with it. And it's so true. Let's rewind that a second. That's so crazy.
I've never been paid to sleep with someone.
I heard you say in your Instagram thing that you were raped.
Oh, yeah, one time.
And how old were you? How did that
I
happen?
was 16 years old.
Oh my
So
goodness.
is that's why you're doing what you're doing now?
Oh, you think that I have like issues, like sexual issues or something? Nah, I'm pretty fine. It's pretty chill.
It's probably
that's
true.
right.
I
Unfortunately.
got a therapy for a little bit there, but it was all good.
So were you able to overcome that trauma?
Yeah,
How do you know you've
Sure.
overcome that?
because whenever something similar has happened, I punched the guys in the face.
So they have tried to rape you. Other guys have tried to
Well,
rape
not
you.
rape, but like sexually harassed or something. Usually, I just like do something about it. Yeah.
And so if you are having sex with so many people, how do you know if you're being raped or not?
Oh, because I want it. When I see dick, I want it. When I see pussy, I want it. That's the difference, you know.
And see, that is a sickness. And let's pray for Melina and hope that she heals from that trauma. I do believe that is probably why she acts this way. Why I see dick, I want it. When I see pussy, I want it. Generally, that type of like extreme sexual hedonism does stem from some sort of sexual trauma in the past. So, you know, it's hard to make fun. I'm not trying to make fun of her. I'm really not. We're just evaluating how a master troll and someone who is unflinchingly honest interviews somebody. I don't think he's trolling here. I really don't. Like when he asked that question, like, because of your rape, is that why you act this way? I think he's genuinely curious and genuinely what he thinks. And, you know, he's probably onto something. That is just so out of pocket, though. This is one of the all-time Jesse Lee.
So you
Yeah, no, that's an insanely goofy question. Insanely. But that's his brand. That's his entire brand. But he's so kind of lovable and affable that it's not offensive, right? And he's not saying it with hatred. It doesn't sound like he's saying it with hatred unless you think he is. But so he gets away with it. It's not a question I would ask. I don't think it's a question I could ask personally. So I mean, we'll see where this goes. It looks like we have a big most replayed coming up. So
you are millennial. Is that millennial age?
No,
I think she
Zoomer.
might be
I'm
Generation
a
Z.
Zoomer, yeah.
So in Sweden, most of the Generation Zs have the same attitude about sex and life as you do.
I'd say so. We're Swedes are way more open when it comes to nudity and when it comes to sexual activity and stuff. Yes, it's not uncommon to meet Swedes that has the same like count number as I do. Yeah,
Well, no
it's a
wonder,
different culture.
no wonder Sweden is going to hell in a handbasket.
You think so?
Yeah, it has no values. What?
I also believe that Jesse actually has no idea where or what Sweden is, to be fair. But I'm guessing he imagines Sweden is like just Europe, right? Like Europe equals Sweden, Sweden equals Europe. And that's the same with like any country. Just plug in any sort of country that isn't America. But it's true that a lot of European countries are going to hell in a handbasket. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because of whatever he just claimed, but
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Midsummer? The movie? It's
No,
very
I have.
accurate.
No, I have not.
Yeah, it's like we have like a cult up here, and we sleep around, and that's what we do. And
Throw people off cliffs.
yeah, that's what we do. Did you know?
You like up there in Sweden, Justin?
Do I live up here?
Do you like it there?
Oh, yeah, I think it's okay, yeah.
Would you prefer America or Sweden?
America.
I'm probably America because my son lives there and because that's where like everything I know is. But I think there's pros and cons to both places.
So do you and Melina have threesomes and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
Sometimes, yeah.
Justin, I'm surprised at you.
I thought we went over all this last time. I'm a degenerate, Jesse.
We're
I
very
don't
surprised.
remember that. Maybe I just
Half man,
forgot.
half woman, right?
And so what was it that attracted you when you first saw Melina? Knowing that she'd been with so many guys and ladies, what was it that attracted you to her?
I mean, that's not stuff I usually care about. Like what somebody's body count is not usually something I worry about. I don't know. We hung out a lot and we had fun a lot, and that's enough for me to like get to know somebody better. So she came to America afterwards, and then we continued to hang out. Our relationship got deeper, and yeah.
So you guys are not in love with other people. You're just in love with one another, and you have sex with everybody and their mama.
Exactly. I only love 3 people, Jesse.
And who's that?
Melina, my son, Nathan, and black people.
Oh, you love black
Those 3.
people?
You
Yeah, I
love
do.
black people?
Melina, you love black people?
Oh yes,
Do you love white people?
yes.
This
You
is
do?
one of Jesse's classic questions because he usually interviews like he usually interviews either like Black Panther types or like super social justice warrior types or like very like DEI like scholar professors and a lot of Black Israelites, which is hilarious. So he always asks them the question, "Do you love white people?" And then they always say like they always just like it takes them like 15 minutes to answer. Destiny, sorry man. Destiny is keen to the joke, so he makes it first, which is awesome. So I mean, I wouldn't say awesome, but that's why it gets a nice replay there. All right, let's see what it's like to be a mother, to be a wife of Destiny.
It's hard for men to learn. I don't know about for women.
I don't think it's hard for men to. If you go into any restaurant, you go back to the kitchen. It's like 90% men cooking back there.
But
right?
they had to go to school for that.
No, you don't have to go to school to learn to cook at IHOP or
Wait, do you
Village
know how to
Inn.
make spaghetti?
Do I?
Do you know how to make spaghetti? How do you make spaghetti?
I don't know. I know that I've never done it, but I think you're supposed to
Really?
bar the water because cooking
I
is a
think
woman's
you're
thing.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I know plenty of men that's really, really
Based.
good at cooking, and
Wait,
a lot of women that doesn't.
Well, I know
how to
some
You're
that-
looking at one. I love cooking. I'm a beta. Damn it. I try so hard to be an alpha, but it turns out at the end of the day, I'm just a beta.
a good cook, but they did it as a career. They went to school. They learned how.
Maybe this is your new interest that you're gonna try when you get home today, and you'll figure out that you love cooking.
I seriously doubt that.
Why? Well, you haven't tried it, so you don't know it.
I mean, it seemed like a boring thing. It seemed more
Really?
like a woman thing to do.
Wait, would you say that a woman's life is boring?
Yeah.
Today's woman life is boring because you can see that they're all empty and unhappy.
Do I look empty and unhappy to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, why?
It's so
I don't know.
funny.
When I saw your video yesterday, last night, and I heard what you were saying, I felt a sense of sadness for you.
Oh, thank you.
And I'm not judging you about it because I understand you don't believe in God, so Satan is your daddy. Your parents didn't guide you the right way, so I understand it. I just felt it wasn't something that I was happy to hear. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I wish
see.
everybody well, and I can't imagine you having peace sleeping with that many people, and now you say you're doing drugs and all that, so you
Wait,
can't.
do you like orgasms?
Like who?
Like
Do you
who?
like orgasms?
He thinks that's that's a country in Asia. Do you like orgasms? Imagine asking Jesse Lee Peterson. He doesn't even understand the English.
No,
Really?
Funny.
So why did you sleep with 50 women then?
I never slept with 50 women.
You said you were a slut maker.
But not 50 women. I mean, when I was growing
Yeah,
up,
plenty.
women were not as empty and sleazy as they are today.
How many women did you make into sluts, Jesse?
If I took a guess between 17 and 20 something, I would say
How
about
could you do that to
I
those
would
women?
say about 5 or 10 at best.
How could you make them so empty and sad?
So now,
You did that to them. You made them sad and empty. Why did you do that to them?
well, at that time, I was sad myself at that time because
Do you take
that's
your
why I was
sadness
doing it.
out on these women?
But yeah, most of the time when men take advantage of women like that, it's because they're looking for something too, and the men and the women are looking for something that they never find in that way. But I want to ask you this:
That's so true. Wait, hold on. First of all, sometimes this is the thing about Jesse Lee. It is fascinating because you get the crazy question, the conversational sledgehammer just like descending on people's head with the questions like, rape or whatever and all the sex stuff. But then you just get this little like pearl of absolute, like, genuine, actual wisdom for a second. And it's like, the question is, and this is something that's rampaging our culture, is the question of casual, random sex. Like, and essentially, what that question is attempting to answer is, what is the purpose of sex? Okay, and because we've detached purpose from pretty much everything in our culture, in a secular culture, we've most definitely detached purpose from sex. And in fact, we've actually, worse than in some of the other cases of things that we've detached purpose from, we've perverted it. We've turned it upside down. So if you go to college, there's this hookup culture. If you go on the internet, go on Instagram and Twitter and all these, there's this incentive that you need to get as much pussy as possible, or you need to be a freewheeling, sexual, constantly on birth control and getting abortions, like freewheeling woman, right? So not only have we detached the meaning from sex, we've actually reversed the meaning in our culture. The meaning of sex is to create a family. It is to have a strong family unit, to create order and stability in society. Now, we've been given the gift that sex is pleasurable. That's a gift that's been given to us. But that's the purpose of sex is not pleasure. The purpose of sex is not pleasure. And if you make that the purpose, then you get this exact situation that Jesse Lee's talking about. And it just has a moment of honesty. Like, so most people, when Melina asked that, like, oh, were you just making sluts out of those women? Were you inflicting your sadness onto those women? Most people would have the sort of pride to defend themselves, be like, no, you shouldn't do it. But when I did it, it was for a good reason. It was for a different reason. Jesse Lee is too honest for that. Jesse Lee is, dare I say, too humble for that. He goes, yes, I was acting wrong. I was inflicting my sadness on others, right? So it's just a fascinating little moment of clarity. Numenon, he goes, Jesse Lee either asks the most deep and insightful questions or the most unhinged and confused ones. No in between. That's why we love him. That's exactly why we love him. That's so funny.
Melina, do you vote?
Do I what?
Vote.
Vote. Oh yeah, of course.
So are you more of liberal or conservative?
Liberal.
What do you?
Yeah.
And what is a liberal exactly?
To me, I don't know actually. What would you describe it as?
Well, like, what do the
Not
left-leaning
conservative.
people in Sweden stand for over, like, the...
In Sweden, a liberal is 100% of the population. Like, anyone you know is a liberal.
Because
Fuck, I
technically
feel
it's
like-
not liberal here, it's like leftist.
No, yeah,
more
it's
left.
like we have a different kind of political system in Sweden. So we have like multiple parties, and you vote for like one, basically. And then there's like more left ones, and then there's more middle ones, and more right ones.
And what's your impression of the, I guess, right or conservative in Sweden? What's your impression of them?
I actually don't really know many super conservative people, and the people that call themselves conservatives are more liberal actually than they are right or like conservative.
Oh, I see. So
yeah, so
you
it's a
don't
bit different.
you don't pay a lot of attention to politics.
I used to more.
And why did you stop?
I got other interests.
I see.
Yeah.
Destiny, you are still liberal, right?
Yep.
Really? And at one time, were you
Really?
conservative when you were a Christian?
Yeah, when I was like 14, 15, 16, yeah.
Really? And so once you stopped being a Christian, that's why you changed party, or?
No, actually, I slowly became more left-leaning probably when I was like in my early 20s.
What does your parents think of you now as opposed to then?
My parents always loved me, but I mean, obviously they wish I was more conservative.
Jesse it's so funny. Whenever he talks to people, he assumes that their parents are like, I guess, his parents or something. So he'll ask this question like, and what do your parents think about you being a liberal? What do your parents think about you being a beta? And then most of the time, these ultra liberal men, like the other one was David Pacman and Destiny, their answer is actually very surprising to Jesse. and a bit sad, but their parents are either just as liberal or more liberal than the kid. And maybe this isn't the case with Destiny. I think he actually does have like Catholic conservative parents. But basically, in order to become like Destiny, in order to become like a sort of shrill, like shrieking voice of the left, you have to have a weak father. Essentially, you have to have a weak father. And Jesse doesn't understand that. Well, he does understand, but he just assumes that all fathers are not weak, when actually in our culture, most of them are.
Really? That's amazing, man. You know Larry Elder, right? You know who he is, Destiny?
I feel like I've heard the name. Wait, remind me. No.
He's running for governor of California. There's a recall on Gavin Newsom.
Newsom, yeah.
And so Larry is he is black, but he is conservative, and the liberals here are having a fit. They don't want Larry in there. They're treating him in the way, because you know liberals are evil, right? And so they're treating him in the way that they treated Donald Trump.
I love how it states that.
Attacking him.
Because you know liberals are evil, right? Anyway, so they're treating him like they treat. It's so funny. I just slips things in. Because you know liberals are evil, right?
Fighting, throwing the eggs at him and things like that. What do you think about that?
I honestly, I don't know much about what Larry stands for. I'm not sure. But I'm pretty sure Newsom is winning the recall. I don't think he's going to get recalled. So, yeah, I haven't followed the California stuff.
Unfortunately not.
Well, I'm not sure if he's going to win or not, because when they got the petition, the signature to put on this election to have the recall, it was Republicans and Democrats and liberals and independents who wanted him out because of the mess he's made of California.
Oh, I guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
I haven't read much on it recently, but my understanding is that right now the recall is like going pretty poorly, and he's probably still going to be there.
I wouldn't believe the media. We'll wait and see, but I wouldn't believe the media. You know, they lied about Donald Trump in the same way.
Oh, yeah? You think he won the election?
There's a bear in the woods. There's the bear. I can't say the word. Melania, are you a feminist?
Yeah.
You are a feminist. And what is a feminist? When you say you're a feminist, what does that mean?
Equal rights to me. That's what it means to me.
Equal rights?
Yeah, I like rights, and like I don't think you should be forced into like a certain sort of person as like what matter like gender you have.
What do you?
Sweet, then feminism complete. I mean, according to Melina, I think that means that feminism is done now, so we don't have to do it anymore.
Mean by that?
Like you're saying that women belongs in the kitchen. I don't think that necessarily have to be that way. I think people should.
Yeah, but Jesse never said that women should be forced to be in the kitchen. That's just his view of the role of a woman in society. So even under Jesse's view, feminism is complete if that's the definition. I'm not trying to give her a hard time. She's obviously not like a political theorist or whatever, but the definition that she provided means that the goal of feminism has been complete. If all it means is that women have equal rights and that they are not forced to do anything against their will, I mean, anything, you know, as long as they're not, I guess what she's saying is like, they're not precluded from certain job markets simply because of the fact they're women, then the mission is complete in America. I don't know. In Sweden, it's probably ultra complete. Like there actually probably needs to be a, whatever the opposite of feminist, a mananist movement. The ultra feminization of Scandinavia has occurred, but yeah, so that's a good definition. I mean, I can agree with that one. I don't think that actually is what makes you a feminist, because usually it comes packed with a lot of other stuff, and I bet if you unpack Melina's view, it actually comes with a bunch of other stuff, but we'll see.
Should be born and be able to do whatever they want.
Oh,
That
okay.
sounds like more fun to me.
That's more fun. You just all about fun.
Yeah, isn't that what life is about? No?
No.
Why?
You're 23.
Why is that?
I understand you're 23, you're young, and so I can see why you would see it that way. So I do understand it. Destiny, are you a feminist?
Yeah, I guess so, Jesse.
And what does that mean to you?
I think that women and men should be able to pursue what they want pretty equally in society.
Really? And you
Really?
don't think there should be any guidelines at all?
I mean, I think the guidelines, as long as people are getting along well, people are happy, people are doing what they want to do, people feel like they can do what they want to do without other people bullying them for it. I think it's good.
Melina, have you heard of Black Lives Matter?
Yeah.
And it's a far left liberal radical organization that was founded by a
Is it
bunch.
radical?
Yeah,
Okay.
they were founded by a bunch of fat black radical lesbians. What's your impression of them?
Hilarious. Now, this is one of the interesting interviews because these two actually have a decent sense of humor. They can actually laugh at that hilarious just assertion of what Black Lives Matter. It's a radical organization run by fat black lesbians. So funny. Just so funny.
So, yeah, I'd say it sounds hot.
What?
Yeah. Sounds
What?
Oh, wait, look at that. That editing. She goes, it sounds hot. Look at that.
What?
It sounds hot.
This is like an Antifa rally. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. It sounds
What?
cool. It sounds cool. Yeah.
Oh, I see. So
Yeah.
you like that group?
Yeah.
You agree with them?
Yeah.
So are you okay that they terrorize the country, they attack police officers, they
I don't
rob?
think it's good when they do like harm towards like properties and stuff. I don't think that's good.
How
But,
about
I
when
mean,
they
I
do
think people
harm?
I think people should be able to say what they want. I think people should be able to, yeah, like demonstrate if they want to, if they're unhappy with something.
Amazing. And are you for defunding the cops?
Amazing.
This is like American politics, Jesse.
Oh, you don't quite
Yeah.
understand American politics.
I mean, I can understand it, but I wouldn't want to, like, it's not really my place yet. So you
I-
can
Are
ask
they-
the American.
Do they have Black Lives Matter in Sweden?
Not in the same way, no, because it's not really. I feel like America has a kind of a different sort of culture when it comes to people and like ethnicity and stuff compared to Sweden. Like, we don't really have, like, we don't have the same history, so it's a bit different.
Oh, I see. So you guys don't have the race issue there.
Not in the same way as America, I don't think so.
So do you believe there's such thing as racism?
Yeah, of course.
And what is racism?
When you don't think that someone like, how do I explain it? When you don't think that someone has like as much value because of their color, I think that's bad.
And so in Sweden, the handful of blacks that are there, they feel equal to white people?
I think so, yeah.
Okay,
I don't really see many complaints. I mean, we have like a different thing. It's not like I don't think they experience as much. I don't think so. Doesn't seem like.
What's the thing there when you say a different thing? What is the thing in Sweden?
Oh, I think there's more racism towards like other ethnicities than just black people.
You have, are there Allah Abba people there?
A lot what?
Boom, 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 boom. Jesse just takes a shotgun to a conversation. It's hilarious. Are there Allahu Akbar people there? You know what they're called, Jesse. But I do appreciate it. That's so funny. Remember what I called this earlier? I was like, Jesse just believes Sweden is Europe. He believes Sweden is Europe. I'm sure there are Allahu Akbar people there. Probably a lot. Well, let's look it up. Because whatever Melina's going to say is probably not accurate. How many? Well, actually, ChatGPT isn't going to like this. Let's go to Grok. Crazy. Allahu Akbar people are there in Sweden. It chastised me. Okay. So about 8.1% of Sweden's population reported Okay. So it's different, conflicting estimates, but it's probably about between 800,000 and a million, which would be about 10% of Sweden's population, which makes sense for a country to have a minority of 10%, probably. What about England? Now I'm just curious. This has nothing to do with yeah, if ChatGPT just wouldn't like the Allahu Akbar people and would not answer the question and give me problems. So apparently they make up 6.7%, but that's 3 million Muslims as opposed. So are there way more people in England than in Sweden? I guess that's not surprising. Sweden's kind of a rural country at the end of the day. Wow. 1.28 million in London alone. Interesting. I wonder why Jesse's asking this question. I wonder what his intention is.
Are there Allah?
Yeah, definitely.
And do white people get along with the Allahu Akbar people?
Not everyone, no.
And what is the issue between the Muslims and the white people there?
So funny.
I mean, it's not like everyone, but there's definitely like some people that does not like them, like white people that does not like them, and then there's some like people on the other side that doesn't like white. It's like.
And why is it? Why don't white people like them, and why don't they like white people?
Probably because differences, and probably like just social differences, and probably just a lot of judgmental thoughts, I'd assume.
Are you for open borders?
I think anyone should be able to immigrate to a country, like as long as they're like, what do I say? Like following like the laws, like the rules.
Like they're what? I'm sorry. Speak up a little.
Yeah, the only she said anybody should be allowed to immigrate to a country as long as they're following the rules. But the problem with illegal immigration is that is the first rule that you have to break. So, again, she's not a political theorist. I'm not trying to give her a hard time, but it's like the law that you're breaking is the immigration, if it's illegal, right? I agree that absolutely anybody should be able to enter a country as long as they're following the rules. I think the point of Jesse Lee Peterson's question of do you support open borders is not referring to legitimately nationalized immigrants, right?
Like I think you should be able to immigrate to a country, yes.
So
as long as they're following the laws.
Yeah.
So you're for open borders?
Is that open borders? Would you call it that?
Yeah. So when people say open borders in America, usually they're talking about like mass migration of like everybody moving somewhere sometimes.
Right.
Which is
yeah, I don't really know what it means.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it's not,
Destiny, are you still for open borders?
I'm okay with people moving as long as we can as long as there's enough room for them and as long as they're like willing to work and stuff. I think that's good. Yeah.
How about open borders?
Sure.
So just let anyone in, no matter what.
No, I mean they have to be willing to work. They can't have like a terrorist or criminal background or anything. Like we still check, of course, but it shouldn't only be like only so many people a year get in. If we can take more like workers or people that want to move here and do stuff.
Do you think the government should take care of them when they get here?
No, I don't think so.
Our government is doing that. How do you feel about that?
I don't think that's true, Jesse.
You don't think what's true?
I don't think the government takes care of people that move to the United States. There's a pretty not legally and probably not even illegally.
So you don't know that the government of America is allowing all these people to come in from everywhere and giving them free houses, free education, free everything? You're not aware of that?
None of that stuff is free. What do you mean?
The government, we are paying for it. You're right. The taxpayer, the workers are paying for it.
If you want to talk about any particular issue, we can, but we don't pay for education. People in school districts pay for education. If you're paying rent in an apartment or if you own a house.
You don't live in a school district, Destiny? All right, him I could be harsh on because he's supposed to be some smart debater or whatever. You live in a school district, idiot. You can't not live in a school district, like literally, by definition, unless you live in, I don't know, probably some town with a population of 12 in Idaho. You might not live in a school district. I'm sure you still pay taxes to that school, though.
or you're paying rent for a house. You're paying for your education. It comes out of your property taxes.
We are paying for illegal aliens and for lazy people that don't want to work.
How do illegal aliens get into a school district unless they're paying for a house?
I
Or
would
paying-
go.
I'm just gonna do some fact checking because I have no listen. I have no desire. I have no bias towards Jesse Lee being right about this, but it is a curious point. If it's true, then it's curious. Like, I'm using Grok 3. Can I use Grok 4? I have to sign in. I actually could sign in and use Grok 4. Okay, let me copy the question. Then are you guys gonna see my login information? Why don't I do this? Just ignore me. Take a look at the cats behind me. Oh, that's cute. All right. Oh, why does my neck hurt? All right, give me a second here. Give me a second. No. Not the right accounts. How do I do this? It won't. I sign out, sign back in. Hello. Hello, Grok. No. What happens if I do this? Sorry, gang. Sorry. Just give me 1 second. Gotta figure this out. We can play Jesse Lee in the background.
Government let them in.
No, I don't think so. You
You're
have to
so
show an
busy
address.
having sex, you're not aware of what's going on.
Jesse, I have a kid. I know what it's like to enroll a child in school. You have got to show proof of an address in order to qualify for a school district.
Not
You
if
can't
you're
just go to a random public school.
not if you're an illegal alien. Only the citizens have to do that.
I've never heard that in my life, Jesse. I don't think that's the case, but
Wait, do you have kids?
Okay. Do you have to own a house as an illegal immigrant to send your child to a public school in America? Oh, so I guess Destiny doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. And I'm not just taking this from Grok, right? Okay, we could look this up. But the U.S. Supreme Court ruled in Plyler versus Doe that public schools cannot deny education to children based on their immigration status. Public schools are required to enroll all children who reside within their district, whether they are citizens, legal residents, or undocumented immigrants. So, nice try, Destiny. I'm not even saying that's wrong. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, per se, right? I think that's a nice thing to do, to try to support people in the community and stuff like that. But to Jesse's point, if you have open borders, i.e. unbridled immigration, then the cost of things like that, which public services that we pay taxes for, it goes up. So maybe a little bit is fine, maybe a little bit is compassionate and a good thing and a meaningful thing to do. But if it's unbridled, if it's literally unlimited, then that makes the cost of your taxes just rise to whatever level the government is willing to accept a flood of illegal immigrants.
Do I?
Yeah.
Yes. I have a son. He's married and he has 2 kids. Well, one adult. Well, both adults now. And I have a great grandson. My granddaughter is married, so I have a great grandson.
Amazing.
Amazing. Nice. So, Destiny, you're not aware that our government, we are paying for illegal aliens, right?
I don't think we pay. There might be loopholes, but generally, no, we don't pay for illegal aliens to go to school. But I mean, like, again, like, you have to show an address typically, unless there's some place that does it differently. But when you go to register a child at a school, you have to show your address to prove that you live in the district.
Is it possible to be living here and not know? Is Destiny joking around with? You serious? So it's possible to live in America and not know this?
Goodness, that's so
Jesse,
funny.
I've enrolled a kid in school. I know how this works. When you go to enroll,
No, you don't, dude. There's a Supreme Court ruling. You literally don't know how it works.
enroll a child for their first grade or kindergarten at school, you have to show your address where you live so that they know you live in the school district. You can't just.
Yeah, but why does that mean you have to be a citizen or pay taxes on the place that you're living at? You clearly don't. Supreme Court says you don't. But if the Supreme Court says one thing and Destiny says another thing with enough annoyance in his voice, Destiny must be right.
Go to a random school and say, I want my kid to go here. And they're like, oh, okay. Like, you have to show you live there in that district.
Justin, are you aware that illegal aliens are getting IDs, like driver's license and things like that?
Yeah, if you get a fake ID or you lie about something, you might be able to. But that's different than letting them do it. You understand, right?
No, you can. An illegal alien can go to the DMV and get it without having a fake ID. I know that for a fact.
That's not a fake. That's not a fake ID. That's
Yeah, exactly. That's refuting your own point. Okay, this is getting more Destiny than I signed up for. Let's debate Grok. Should we try that? We haven't done that. How do I do it? Oh, nice. Okay, these are the tools. Okay, let's just how do I debate you? Anyone down for this? Let me know if you're down for this. Otherwise, I'm happy to talk to someone IRL. But, okay. But for now, we're going to debate Grok. Because why not, man? Just why not? That's what I say. All my friends are giving me shit for debating Grok. They're like, it's a robot. It says whatever you want it to. I don't give a shit, dude. I don't give a fuck. I'm badass. I'm badass. I'm not afraid of the robots. Why is this taking so long? Grok can't, Oh, okay. I want to debate you. I want you to assume the debating style of Destiny as accurately as you can. I'd like to voice chat if possible. Okay, he's learning. He's understanding Jesse's debate style. Not Jesse, Destiny. I mean, I would disagree with the logical, but anyway. To emulate him, I need to be fast-talking, confident. And yep, true. Of course, Reddit is the second linear or lateral. How do I respond with my voice? Does anybody know? New chat, bookmark, copy share. I know you can do like voice shit. Nope. So it's kind of boring for you guys if it's just text based. Can we talk using our voices? All right, listen up, buddy. You want to throw down in a debate? Cool, I'm game. But first off, let's get real. Voice chat? Yeah, that's a thing with Grok 3's voice mode on the iOS and Android apps. Download those if you want to go verbal. Me, I'm Grok 4, so we're sticking to text here unless you hop over there. No excuses, though. Pick a topic, state your position clearly, and let's see if you can hold your ground without dodging or pivoting like a politician in a scandal. Okay. Well, that's fine. I'll use Grok 3. I'll use Grok 3. How about that? And we'll even throw this on the screen.
That's like a driver's license.
Let's see if I can find a nice still. I'll pretend to be Jesse Lee Peterson, and we'll debate Destiny on tag. How about that? Is that a fun idea? Okay, not ChatGPT. I want Grok. Give me Grok. Here it is. Can I speak to it? It looks like I can speak to Grok 4. And no, I don't want it. I'm not sure if you guys have seen Annie. It's Grok's like avatar, but it's some kind of like otaku anime freak girl. It's crazy. It's crazy. Okay, here we are. Ready? Hello, Grok. I'd like to debate you today. I'd like you to take on the debating style of Destiny, the popular streamer, political thought leader, whatever you want to say. And I want to debate you specifically on the topic of the existence of God. I'm going to use the transcendental argument. And let's just see where this goes. I want you to be aggressive. I want you to be smarmy. I want you to be slimy. So debate laterally, like just jump around. If you feel like you've lost a topic, just like jump to a completely different topic. And just be exactly like Destiny, essentially. Okay.
All right, let's dive into this. You're bringing the transcendental argument for God's existence, huh? That's cute. Let's see if you can make it stick. I'm ready to shred this with some Destiny-style energy. Smarmy, slimy, and jumping around like a caffeinated squirrel if you slip up. You say God's gotta exist because what? Logic, morality, or the universe itself needs a cosmic babysitter to make sense? Lay it out. What's your starting point? And don't bore me with vague hand-waving. I want specifics, or I'm gonna pivot to something like the problem of evil and dunk on you there. Go.
Okay, I mean, yeah, you definitely wouldn't dunk me on the problem of evil. That's a pretty easy one to address from the Christian perspective. And no, I don't believe that the universe needs some sort of cosmic babysitter, as you put it. But I do know that things need preconditions for their existence. And so there's many, many categories called the transcendental categories. I'm sure you're familiar with them. So let's start with one. Let's go, you mentioned it, the laws of logic. So the necessary precondition for logic is a universal transcendent mind. The reason that's the case is that logic is universal, as in it exists prior to any human mind or any rational mind. For instance, the law of identity must apply for any mind to come into existence, or brain, or biological structure. And it is conceptual, it's abstract, so it's mind dependent. So if you have a universal conceptual thing that exists, there must be a universal mind to hold the concept. So that universal mind is the necessary precondition for logic. Therefore, we know a universal mind exists. Now, if you want to get to the Christian God, we just have to go through the whole paradigm, okay? Oh, geez, it takes a while to, like... Oh, wait, what's going on? No! This sucks. What just happened? I'm gonna do Grok 3 just because I think it's a little more... Okay. Are you listening to me? Are you ready? Testing, testing. Can you hear me? Are you listening to me? Are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready. Locked and loaded with destiny level snark. You're pushing the transcendent argument for.
Okay, this is why there must be a God. It's actually a paradigm. It's the Christian paradigm that explains all of the transcendental categories. Let's just start with one transcendental category and see if your paradigm can even explain that. Of course, you are an atheist or an agnostic or whatever. The first one I want to start with, you mentioned, is the laws of logic. Logic is universal and conceptual. Therefore, it requires the necessary precondition for something that's universal and conceptual is a universal mind. Okay, so that's the first step on the journey to the Christian God. How do you counter the fact that logic exists universally and conceptually if there is no universal mind, transcendent mind? Oh, jeez, man. See, I think Grok is like better. Like, I think it's a better AI in terms of this type of thing because it's not as limited and not as it'll do whatever you want. You can tell it to argue from the position of Hitler if you want, and it'll do it. But the UI sucks, and I can't get my answer out. Okay, I'll try to do this quicker this time, just so you get. Logic is universal and conceptual. The laws of logic, the law of identity. Therefore, it requires a universal, transcendent mind. How could this possibly not be the case?
Okay, so you're leaning hard into the transcendental argument, claiming the laws of logic, like the law of identity, need a universal, transcendent mind to exist because they're universal and conceptual. That's a bold leap, my friend. You're just assuming a mind is the only thing that can ground abstract concepts. But where's the proof? Like, why can't the laws of logic just be brute facts of reality, existing independently without some cosmic sky daddy signing off on them? You're begging the question here, smuggling in a god to explain something that doesn't need explaining. And hold up, let's flip this. If your transcendent mind is grounding logic, what grounds the mind? Is it logical because it's logical? Sounds like a circular mess. Or, oh no, are we going to pivot to divine simplicity now to dodge that? Better tighten up, or I'm jumping to how your perfect God lets tsunamis wipe out kids and calling that a design flaw. Your move.
Wait, so is your position actually that the laws of logic are just brute facts? Does that apply to all the transcendental categories for you? Because if you're calling my position circular, what you're doing is you're using logic, which you have no justification for, no grounding for at all. I'm providing a grounding. Now you're jumping around and you're dodging the question. You're saying, well, what's the grounding for God? But I asked you a question. How could you possibly ground logic and trust it if it is some kind of emergent, illusory process of like mechanical, biomechanical evolution or something like that? So yeah, I'm not convinced at all that logic can just be accepted as a brute fact. That's just an axiom. It's circular. You have no evidence that it even exists if that's the case. And worse enough, you're using logic to make the claim that logic exists. So who's the circular one here? My paradigm actually flows down from one single transcendent simple being. Yours starts with like 50 categories of unexplained things.
Oh, you're coming in hot with the accusations, huh? All right, let's unpack this mess. You're saying I've got no grounding for logic because I call it a brute fact, and you think your transcendent mind, your simple God, solves everything neatly. Cute, but let's tear into it. First, you claim I'm dodging by jumping to God's grounding. Nah, I'm just poking holes. You say logic needs a universal mind because it's conceptual. Fine, but you're just asserting that concepts require a mind to exist. Why? You haven't
Wait, concepts don't require a mind? Wait, do concepts not require a mind to exist? Okay, if that's the case, then where are they? How do they exist without a mind? Are they physical? Actually, let me just ask you, are concepts material or immaterial?
Okay, so you're doubling down on this idea that abstract concepts like logic need a mind to exist, and you're asking if they're material or immaterial. Nice try pinning me down, but let's cut through the fog. Concepts like the laws of logic, immaterial. They're not physical objects you can stub your toe on. They're descriptions of how reality behaves. The law of identity, A equals A, isn't floating in a cloud or encoded in some divine brain. It's just true because reality is consistent. You're demanding a where for them, but that's like asking where the number 2 lives. They're not somewhere. They're features of how things are. You keep insisting a mind is required, but you haven't shown why. Why can't immaterial truths just exist as part of reality structure?
Wait, so
You're
do you
smuggling in
admit
this-
that reality is immaterial? Because if immaterial truths exist as part of reality structure, then reality structurally is immaterial. Yes or no?
No.
Okay, you can expand on that a little bit. I mean, what is reality if it's not immaterial? And how in the hell does it have a structural quality of immateriality without itself being immaterial?
All right, you're trying to trap me into some metaphysical corner, but I'm ready to wiggle out with some Destiny-style flair. You're asking how reality can have immaterial structural qualities, like the laws of logic, without being wholly immaterial. Here's the deal. Reality isn't just one thing. It's a mix of the physical, stars, rocks, your morning coffee, and the abstract, like logic or math, which describe how the physical behaves. The laws of logic aren't floating in some ghostly realm or chilling in a divine mind. They're just patterns we observe in how reality holds together.
Wait, sorry. So they're patterns? They're patterns about how things is a pattern ever observed by anything other than a mind? Is a pattern ever held in anything other than a mind?
Oh, you're really trying to box me in now, huh? All right, let's dance. You're asking if a pattern, like the laws of logic, can be observed or held by anything other than a mind. Patterns exist in reality, whether a mind's there to see them or not. Take a snowflake symmetry. It's a pattern, right? It's there in the ice crystal, not because some brain's admiring it, but because physics makes it so. Logic's the same. It's a pattern of how reality operates.
Wait, so
A equals A.
physics grounds patterns? Exactly how does physics tell us anything about a pattern? It's my understanding, especially if you take this strict materialist view of science and reality, that actually patterns don't exist except by as an illusion of our mind naming the pattern. Do you agree with that? That basically the laws of logic is what you're trying to say, that the laws of logic and these transcendental categories, mathematics, etc., are created by human beings, or discovered by human beings, or not real at all and totally illusory.
All right, you're throwing a lot at me, trying to paint me into a materialist corner. Let's clear this up with some Destiny-level spice. You're asking if physics grounds patterns like the laws of logic, and whether I think these patterns, logic, math, transcendental categories, are created by humans, discovered, or just illusory. Here's the deal. Patterns like logic or math aren't grounded in physics like some physical law written on a cosmic whiteboard. Physics describes the behavior of the physical world, but logic and math are more fundamental. They're the rules reality follows, whether humans are around to notice or not. A rock doesn't need a human to fall according to gravity, and A equals A doesn't need a brain to be true. Now, you're trying to push me into saying patterns are just illusions made by minds, or that humans create them. Nah, I'm not biting. Logic and math aren't created or illusory.
Okay, so you agree. Okay, so you agree that the laws of logic are discovered by humans, so they are universal. Now, you just asserted without any argument that they don't require a mind to exist, but they are conceptual. No? Do you concede that the laws of logic are conceptual in nature?
All right, You're trying to corner me again, and I'm ready to slither out with some Destiny-style swagger. You're saying I agree the laws of logic are discovered and universal, and now you're pushing me to admit they're conceptual and need a mind to exist. Yes, the laws of logic are universal. Humans describe how reality works, not because we invented them. Conceptual? Sure, in the sense that we use concepts to talk about them, like A equals A is a human way of expressing a truth about reality. But here's where you're tripping. Just because we describe logic with concepts doesn't mean it requires a mind to exist. The pattern of a snowflake symmetry doesn't need a mind to be real. It's just there in the crystal. Same with logic. It's a feature of reality, not a thought bubble in some cosmic brain. You're still assuming a mind is the only way to hold these truths, but you haven't proven why. You're just asserting it. Meanwhile, your transcendental mind idea, where's the evidence? You're piling on assumptions while I'm keeping it lean. Logic's real, universal, and doesn't need a divine fan club to exist. Want to pivot to why your God's simplicity falls apart under scrutiny, or are you sticking with this?
Well, I'm going to stick with this because you are projecting your strategy onto me, just making bald assertions with no claim. It is obvious that logic is conceptual. Logic only takes place in a mind, no? Okay, so if there is logic universally, if logic universally applies, then it makes sense that it would transpire in a universal mind. That's not really an assertion. Your assertion is that logic can exist outside of a mind. So just explain that to me. Is it physical? Can it be seen under a microscope? Or is it, you say it's the pattern, the structure of reality, but that's exactly what I'm questioning. If the structure of reality is something conceptual, like mathematics and logic, then obviously the structure of reality is mind dependent. Especially if these things apply universally, then it's a universal mind. And you have shown no reason to believe or expect that that logic or concepts actually do exist outside of a mind. And you're saying that I'm asserting that, but that's what you're asserting. So just answer very simply and quickly. Do concepts exist outside of a mind, and how?
All right, you're doubling down, accusing me of dodging, while hammering this logic needs a mind angle. Let's cut through the noise. You're asking if concepts like logic exist outside of a mind, and how. Simple answer, yes, they do. Logic isn't a physical thing you'd see under a microscope. It's not a rock or a photon. It's a description of reality's consistency, like how A equals A holds whether anyone's thinking about it or not. How? Because reality just is that way. Things exist as themselves, and logic reflects that. You keep saying it's obvious logic is mind-dependent because it's conceptual, but that's your assertion, not a fact. A triangle's properties, 3 sides, angles summing to 180 degrees, aren't invented by a mind. They're true of triangles whether anyone's around to ponder them. You're assuming a universal mind because logic's universal, but that's a leap. Why not just say reality has consistent patterns?
Because if reality has consistent patterns, it means that there is a mind to observe the patterns regardless of any human beings around. Because a pattern is another concept. A pattern is something that is only constructed in a mind, obviously. And I'm not making any sort of assertion. You said yourself, logic isn't a physical thing you see under a microscope. It's not a rock or a photon. It's a description of reality's consistency, which holds whether anyone's thinking about it or not. And then you say, because reality just is that way. Things exist as themselves, and logic reflects that. Okay, how do you ground that? I mean, you're just, that is the definition of an assertion. You just say, this is the way it is, and I don't need to make an argument. My argument flows from the fact that a supremely rational being, God, would create a world infused with logic. He would create the world logically. You're saying the world just sort of pops into existence logically, even though it's fundamentally illogical because there is no rational mind. So that's the problem of something coming from nothing, obviously. You have another problem. You say, well, you're relying on induction. You say, so we've observed logic to work, and we observed mathematics to work, yesterday and the day before and the day before and the day before and the day before. So it will work tomorrow. That's a fallacy. How do you know that?
Oh, you're swinging hard now, throwing around patterns need a mind and accusing me of baseless assertions. Let's dive in with some Destiny-style heat. You say patterns, like logic, are concepts that only exist in a mind, and that my claim, logic reflecting reality's consistency, is just an assertion. Nah, I'm not just saying that's how it is. I'm pointing out what we observe. Reality behaves consistently. A rock doesn't turn into a cloud because it's always itself. That's the law of identity. Not because a mind's watching, but because that's how existence works. You're saying a supremely rational being infuses the world with logic. That's a story, not an argument. Where's the evidence for this cosmic architect? You're just slapping a divine label on the problem and calling it solved. Now, you're hitting me with this something from nothing jab, claiming my views illogical without a rational mind behind it. But you're begging the question, why does reality need a mind to be logical?
Because logic
Things
only
exist.
happens in a mind. Because logic is mind dependent. That's why it needs a mind to be rational. Also, you just invoke, when I ask you how you can rely on induction to like just assume the conformity of nature, right? You just say, because I rely on induction. So that's completely circular. Makes no sense. I ask you, I'm not saying that's, you said, I'm not just saying that's how it is. I'm pointing out what we observe. Reality behaves consistently. Yeah, but I asked you if it's going to behave consistently tomorrow. And there's no reason for you to be able to believe that unless there is some, I guess, energy or what, for me, it's God, obviously, and we can go through every single category to prove that, that conserves the consistency of nature. We have absolutely no reason to believe that gravity will not turn off tomorrow unless there's someone or something making sure it doesn't.
Oh, you're really trying to nail me with this logic needs a mind hammer, huh? All right, let's keep this Destiny style spicy. You're saying logic is mind dependent, so reality needs a divine mind to stay rational. And you're calling my trust in induction circular because I say reality is consistent. Let's unpack this. First, you keep asserting logic only happens in a mind. Why? You haven't proven that. Logic describes reality's
It's
consistency.
proven by the impossibility of the contrary. Logic could not happen in something that is not a mind. Okay? How could it? If you believe, if your position is actually that logic can take place in something other than a mind, prove it.
Oh, you're pulling out the impossibility of the contrary card. Bold move, but I'm ready to pounce with some Destiny-style flair. You're saying logic can only happen in a mind, and it's on me to prove it can exist outside one. All right, let's flip this. Logic isn't a thing that happens, like a party or a sneeze. It's a description of how reality works. Take the law of identity. A equals A. That's true whether anyone's thinking about it or not. A rock is a rock, not a jellyfish, because reality is consistent.
Okay, so is it your position that if there were no minds at all, that if there were truly, well, actually, I guess it's not your position that if there were no minds, that A could not equal A. You just assume that logic happens in this sort of like physical way, as in abiding by some kind of laws of physics or some kind of natural law. Is that your position, that the A equals A because science says so or because nature says so or something like that?
All right, you're trying to pin me down again, saying I think logic, like A equals A, happens because of physics or nature says so. Nah, you're misreading me. My position isn't that logic is some physical process or a law of physics, like gravity. Logic, stuff like A equals A, is just how reality is structured, period. It's not happening in a mind or because science says so. It's a fundamental truth about existence. If every mind vanished, a rock would still be a rock, not a toaster.
Yeah,
Because
no, I
reality
completely agree with that if every human mind vanished, but if the mind of God vanished, then that would obviously not be the case. But okay, let's go with what you said after that. It's not happening in a mind or because science says so. It's a fundamental truth about existence. I'm sorry, is there any such truth without an objective holder of the truth? Actually, truth doesn't exist if there is not an objective standard for truth. So, do you believe in an objective standard for truth?
Oh, you're slipping God back in there, huh? Trying to sneak that divine mind past me while waving the objective truth flag. All right, let's dive in, Destiny style. You're saying truth needs an objective standard, like a mind, God's mind, I'm guessing, to hold it, or it doesn't exist. I say, yeah, objective truth exists, but it doesn't need a cosmic librarian to keep it on the shelf. Truth, like A equals A, is just how reality is. A rock doesn't need God's approval to stay a rock. You're claiming truth requires a mind to hold it, but that's your assertion, not a proven fact. Why can't truth just be a feature of existence? If 2 plus 2 equals 4, that's true whether anyone's thinking it or not. No divine accountant required. You're adding this extra layer, a mind to hold truth, but that's just baggage. Where's your evidence that truth needs a holder? And if God's your standard, how do you know his truth isn't just his opinion? That's the Euthyphro trap, my friend.
I actually didn't really imply God. I just asked you if there's an objective standard for truth, because if there's no objective standard for truth anywhere, then truth is subjective, and therefore it's self-contradictory. If your truth has the same weight as the opposite truth, say for instance you say slavery is wrong and another person says slavery is right, and there's no objective truth to compare both of those positions to, then both positions have equal weight and they cancel each other out. Therefore, the worldview that allows both of those statements to be made is incoherent and not rational to be held. So do you hold this worldview?
All right, you're pivoting to morality now, trying to tie objective truth to slavery and catch me in some relativist trap. Nice move. But I'm ready with the Destiny energy. Yes, I hold that objective truth exists. Stuff like A equals A or 2 plus 2 equals 4 doesn't bend to anyone's opinion. But you're jumping from logic to moral claims, like slavery is wrong, and saying without an objective standard, all views are equal and cancel out. Hold up. I don't buy moral relativism either. Slavery's wrong because it violates observable principles like harm reduction and individual autonomy, which we can ground in human flourishing without needing a cosmic rulebook. You're implying no objective standard means chaos, but that's a false dichotomy. We can have objective moral truths based on reason and consequences, not just God says so. Your worldview needs a divine referee to settle disputes, but that's just kicking the can down the road. How do you know God's standard isn't arbitrary? You haven't answered the Euthyphro problem I tossed earlier. So no, I don't hold an incoherent worldview. Mine's built on observable reality, not a supernatural judge.
Well, no,
stick with morality.
well, no, it's actually ironic that you're saying I'm kicking the can down the road, because if you say slavery is wrong because it doesn't contribute to human flourishing and just add in human flourishing for some reason, and another person with your exact same worldview says slavery is right because it does lead to human flourishing, you're in the exact same problem where the same worldview leads to two contradictory statements that can be validly held given the worldview. So if morality for you is just based on human flourishing, well, then what's human flourishing based on, and so on and so forth. To answer the Euthyphro dilemma, I didn't, because I didn't think it was relevant, but if you want to know it now, God is goodness. God is love. So that it's not a dilemma. He doesn't decide what is good and what is moral based on like some decision or some arbitrary choice by him. He is what is moral itself. And so when we make moral decisions, we either abide by God himself or we abide by our own subjective standards. And I'm saying if you abide by your own subjective standards, then you can justify absolutely any horrific act like the Holocaust or slavery.
Oh, you're coming in hot with the irony accusations and waving God as the ultimate moral cheat code. All right, let's keep this Destiny style slippery and dive in. You're saying my view, basing morality on human flourishing, falls apart because someone else could claim slavery promotes flourishing, leaving us with contradictory truths. Fair shot, but you're missing the mark. Human flourishing isn't some vague vibe I pulled out of thin air. It's grounded in observable metrics, like reducing harm, maximizing well-being, and respecting autonomy. If someone says slavery promotes flourishing, they're factually wrong.
Yeah, that's false. That's false. You're saying it's not some vague vibe, but then you say it's grounded in observable metrics like reducing harm, maximizing well-being, respecting autonomy. Yeah, but what if you don't see the other people as autonomous human beings, which is totally consistent given your worldview? And what if you, like Hitler, believe that maximizing flourishing and well-being and reducing harm actually means getting rid of the non-humans that you think are harming your society? So you are literally just kicking the can down the road and then saying, I need some sort of cosmic rule book. I'm saying if there isn't a cosmic rule book, then everything is justified. I think I broke it. Did I break it? That's probably enough of that anyway. Fair shot, but you're missing human fortune, some vague. Oh yeah, sure did that. Okay, I mean that was pretty fun. That was what it was. I could have done better. It's actually kind of tough. She was doing a good job of being like Destiny. I think obviously the transcendental argument is undefeated, so they end up making Grok ended up making the exact same point over and over again and not understanding. I think it purposely had to do that because it's programmed to like keep its position right. So when it comes up against an immovable object, then it will like jump to a different topic. So it kept trying to jump to the problem of evil, which would be fun, which would be interesting to talk about. But it's a little boring, and I've done too much of that, and I think you guys are probably bored by it. So let's see. I wonder what else we can get up to. This could be funny. These guys are idiot. These two. Okay, we'll try this.
It's not.
Regardless of the religion in that culture.
Thank you. Godless engineer to you.
All right. I hope y'all don't mind, but I wrote something up that probably will take about 3 minutes to get through. So morality is better grounded without God than with God. As far back as Aristotle, we have recognized that human beings are inherently social. With the advent of modern science, we have discovered that we are not the only social species on this planet. Sociologist Emil Durkheim has argued that morality reflects the collective consciousness of a society, which binds individuals together. Morality is an essential attribute of social species and their survival.
Oh, so then slavery is moral, according to this guy. I'm going to let them respond. But that, according to that standard, if that's true, morality is what did he say? Like binds a social group together. It's whatever is in the interest of any social organization. Then slavery is moral. Slavery is morally good. I'm not saying that. That's what godless engineer thinks. No wonder he's godless. Yeah, that's a horrible position. That's why you actually can't ground morality in evolution, in social science, social theories, because we can actually look at our societies and see what they chose to do morally. And these people, if it's based on consensus, subjective consensus, they have to admit that slavery is good by their own definition. Remember, their definition is what is good is what the society decides. That's retarded. It's completely retarded.
This social cohesion allows them to survive and thrive.
And it's just an appeal to the mass, right? Appeal to the masses, which is one of the worst, stupidest fallacies you could possibly make, right? Because the masses are oftentimes, at least on average, dumbasses, right? So if you look at history, the masses aren't exactly the ones pushing forward, social change, right? Equality and whatever. Also, if you believe that there is any progression of morality over the course of history, then you've already refuted your own point that it's based on social consensus. Because progression, progressiveness, progression counterbalance is like the enemy. Progressivism is the enemy of social consensus. It's actually supposed to subvert social consensus. So if social consensus is what's good, then progressivism, there's got to be a better word for that, is actually bad according to these people. So anyway,
severe adversity. So we see an evolutionary advantage in developing moral foundations immediately. This shows we don't need a god to develop morals because morality is inherently developed. After all, we are a social species, like I've already stated. The complex nature of morality has spawned many different ways of reaching moral conclusions. I take a humanistic approach, valuing my fellow man's health, well-being, and freedom above any divine considerations.
What if you don't see them as people? What if you don't see your fellow man as people? Then do you not have to value them above others? And is your standard for morality really because I said so?
This is the best approach because morality concerns human behavior and interaction. A humanistic and secular approach to morality has the advantage of being flexible enough to change as our societies progress and mature. This is in stark contrast to a religiously grounded moral foundation in that the commands are rigid and quickly become outdated with the progression of society. Secular ethics also focuses on universal human rights regardless of religion, gender, or sexuality. A religiously grounded moral framework promotes one religion above all others and focuses on appeasing whatever the spokespersons for that religion deem what their deity wants. Secular ethics promotes holding people accountable for their actions and judging people by real-world consequences of their actions. On the other hand, religion adheres to an interpretation of ancient texts that only focuses on appeasing whatever deity the text described. That deity could or could not have the best interest of human beings in mind. In the case of the Christian God, that is not the case. Grounding morality in the Christian faith causes people to justify atrocities because God commands his chosen people to commit those atrocities. Using the Bible, you can justify rape, racism, genocide, sexual slavery, chattel slavery, and many other horrible actions that a secular form of morality could quickly identify as abhorrent practices. While there may be varied ways of developing a moral foundation using a secular moral foundation, using Kant, Mill, Bentham, Aristotle, or any other kind of secular method. Secular moral foundations do not bend to the whims of celestial deities. These deities are not concerned with how people treat each other. They are only concerned with what personally pleases them. And so that is why I feel that morality is better grounded without God.
I kind of spaced out and missed a bit of that, but it sounds like he was defining God as like Zeus or something. God doesn't have whims. He doesn't make decisions in time. He doesn't like just have arbitrary opinions and then he puts them down. It's like reality flows out from him, from his nature, from his attributes. So he is goodness. Therefore, there's a standard for goodness. Therefore, we can compare our standards to that standard. It's not like he's some guy writing down rules based on, I think I'll make slavery right. Oh, I think I'll make slavery wrong. It's not like that at all. This guy's crazy.
Thank you. David, to you.
So the premise of tonight's debate is a grounding for morality without God. So our opponents this evening are on the affirmative side of this position, and they're going to make an objective case, which is going to be difficult based on their starting premises. And so what does grounding mean? Grounding means providing universality in regard to the application of whether it be epistemology, knowledge, and truth, in this case, morality, the necessity for it, and the authority of it. And so morality must come from something that's unchanging and transcends the material world itself, given it's, if they have evolutionary presuppositions, it's ever changing, and that would also include the perceived facts and truths that we derive from inductive empirical methods. So a non-theistic moral framework, if they're coming at it from a naturalistic perspective, I appreciate my opponent referencing Kant, because he just described that as a secular foundation for morality, when Kant's deontological argument was actually his apologetic for the existence of God. So a little bit ironic there. But their non-theistic approach to grounding morality is going to have a few difficulties this evening. One is going to be avoiding relativism. So how exactly they ground something outside of their own subjective preferences is going to be difficult, because if they appeal to their own subjective preferences, we're already going to see that they're going to concede the debate, because therefore, if it's just based on their subjective preferences, I have my own subjective preferences, and then essentially it's a draw. But given the rules of debate and logical premises, they would actually lose the debate. So relativism, subjectivity, and establishing a sort of moral obligation. So if they appeal to something like empathy, that's going to be very difficult to actually make a affirmative argument for why it is morally obligated for people to act in certain ways. And so our opponent this evening has already failed to understand the is-ought, what's often referred to as the Hume's guillotine, and that you can use empiricism or inductive methods and describe a lot of ises, but they're going to have a very difficult time getting to the point where they can describe an ought. And so they only have a few ways to go. They can talk about morality being socially constructed, which is going to then fall into relativism and subjectivity, which would then concede the point of grounding something, which again refers to universality and necessity. Or they can go a utilitarian route, which would probably be their best approach. However, utilitarianism is going to be subject to the same problems. We're going to see the ambiguity of happiness. So if they're going to root morality in the happiness of the greatest number, how do we exactly define happiness? How do we quantify happiness, especially if they're using an inductive empirical method? And how are they going to deal with various examples in which a minority group has a particular opinion, and if they were to wipe them out, put them in slavery, or persecute them, that it may benefit the majority? Clearly, that would be an immoral act, even, I assume, based on their own standards. So there's going to be a lot of problems if they go the evolution.
Great. That's a great opening. I mean, it seems like these guys are just screwed from the outset. And he's got a lot more. Let's see what Jim Bob says, and then we'll see. I'm pretty sure these guys lose this debate within like 5 minutes.
Of complaints regarding human behavior, both past and present, including biblical events or current policies. In the same breath, we'll likely hear that morality is completely subjective. And as my opponent said tonight in his opener, the secular view, their moral standard isn't at the whims of a deity, but rather the whims of the trends of the times, which means any given time, any given era, any given behavior going to point to, it was the trend of the times. How could it possibly be immoral from that system? It can't be. You can't use the present day cultural narrative of what's good, what's bad, based on arbitrary cultural references and let's say conventions, and use that standard to go back into time. They probably will do this biblically and judge the past, because by their own standards, they're equal. They're on par. They're the same thing. Now, the question is, why is X immoral? So notice tonight, whatever they say is immoral, no matter how aggressive, how emotional it is, how graphic it is. Notice that the question isn't whether or not they think it's gross or think it's bad. The question is, why ultimately is it wrong? Not, I don't like it like I don't like black licorice. Why is it actually wrong regardless of your preferences? Now, keep in mind, it's actually likely today that my opponents don't even agree on their moral standards, right? One might take a different approach on the current social issues, for instance, than the other. Well, who gets to win in that argument? Secularism versus secularism. I suppose we'll probably hear some secularism versus secularism tonight. With that said, the important issue here is grounding morality. What is it ultimately grounded in? If it's completely subjective and completely made up based on the whims of the times, the trends, what's popular demand, majority rules, etc., the moral statement, the moral position could change. Something could be immoral last year and be completely moral this year based on that standard. So with that, I would love
talking like this guy's talking to someone. during the opening. No wonder they're gonna lose in 5 seconds. They don't even know what the other guys are saying. They're not even pretending to listen.
The
Look
moral,
at this. Look,
the
he's
moral
just
state,
talking.
the moral position could change. Something could be immoral last year and be completely moral this year based on that standard.
Funny.
So with that, I would love to hear from my opponents presenting an objective standard for morality tonight.
Thank you, gentlemen. And before I open the floor, I just want to send a quick shout out and an update for everybody. Everybody is plugged in and dual streaming off of here, so I will see your super chats and so on and so forth. I will display them below the screen as they are debating. And again, anything 20 and up, we will refer to as questions later going forward. The floor is open, gentlemen. Any takers? I could prompt it.
Well, I think they have an affirmative stance, so I think they should lay out their argument first. Have something to debate.
Well, my argument would be that using Jim Bob's definition of morals or morality, which is basically the dictionary one, grounding moral systems did exist before Orthodox Christianity. Correct? Do you agree with that?
Orthodox Christianity existed since the beginning of time. So how did it exist? No, I don't think they're gonna agree with that. I'm gonna see if I can kind of like. This is good practice for me, right? This is like good, like, see if I can anticipate at least a response, perhaps even the response that you're meant to give to that type of question. But so he asked,
Orthodox Christianity.
Morals were grounded before Orthodox Christianity? No. If you're talking about the historical church, which starts in the year, 30, 33, then any system which claimed to ground morality before that did not. But if you're talking about like the God of Orthodox Christianity, which is the being that grounds the morals, the worldview is that God has existed outside of time, Alpha and Omega, before time. So no, morality was never ungrounded, or was never grounded in anything other than the Christian God. So there you go.
Correct. Do you agree with that?
What's that? Did morals exist before
Orthodox Christianity?
Our paradigm doesn't have a before Orthodox Christianity, so
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Your position right now is to lay out. Let's say Orthodox Christianity just it never existed. It never came up in the human chronology. You have to present your argument for what is morality and how is it grounded.
I'm using your definition of morality, which was...
Wait. This guy's using a fidget spinner. Wait, well, keep an eye on this dude.
How is it grounded?
I'm using your definition of morality, which was, if I recall, relating to principles of right.
This is the cream of the crop for atheists. This is what happens when you try to get a couple atheists together to ground morality without God. Because the smart ones who kind of like almost can do it, or they're at least like smart enough to talk their way around it, they know they can't do it. So they don't come on these shows. And you only get the dumb ones, like the really dumb ones, who think that it can be done. And they think it can be done easily. And they come at it like kind of smugly. They are just about to get obliterated. I can't believe he's just doing a fidget. He's just sitting there, like not even listening. I think you lose the debate for that alone. But
so I think that we can look at, say, ancient Japan, and they had a system of morality. We can look
not a grounded one
all over the world, and there were ancient systems of morality before
subjective ones, just like yours. And even if they did have a system of morality, say if they believed in a transcendent lawgiver, then it would be grounded. It would be more grounded than the atheist position. They wouldn't be able to ground all the other transcendental categories, but at least morality, if you say there is a transcendent, divine, objective, moral lawgiver, then there you go. That's grounded. That's a way to provide a universal cause for this universal phenomena. So if you're appealing to like Japanese culture in the 400s or in 200 BC, then they already have a stronger grounding for morality than you. But the Christians have an even stronger one, which always applies. So, it's
For and around any Judeo-Christian influence.
Well, even
Okay,
if
but-
Japan had a moral system, how is that the objective standard? Because we can all agree that all the different cultural context of history had different moral standards, but the point is, can it ultimately be grounded, which is calling into universality? So what is the universal moral standard?
No, I don't know about flow state, but I'm definitely not saying that we have to have an absolute objective like moral foundation.
No, then you concede the debate. Then the debate is conceded because the definition of grounding is the universal objective standard. So morality can't be grounded without God? Debate over? 20 minutes in? Not even 3 minutes into the open discussion? Fucking idiot.
In order to ground morality.
Well, that's not grounding then, philosophically speaking.
I mean, it's still grounding, even if you don't want to admit that it's grounding.
Yeah.
It's still grounding it. So
What is it ground? Wait, what if it's grounded, but the ground can change, right?
yeah. So what? I mean,
so
y'all's
it's not
ground
grounded.
changed.
So that's relativism.
Y'all
Yeah,
are
that's
grounding.
I have my own
Under
personal
that definition,
preferences.
you're not grounding your morality either.
No, that's not true.
Christianity's
Do
morality
you
has
concede then?
changed.
You concede the debate then? It's not grounded.
No.
Either-
no.
you-
I'm
either
saying
that
by
means
your
also, right?
definition. No, by your definition, you're not grounding it. I'm saying that I'm grounding it. I'm just saying.
No, by their definition, in their worldview, in my worldview, it is grounded because God is universal. So he can universally ground morality. From this moron fidget spinner guy's perspective, morality is relative, as he just laid out, because the grounding can change. So whatever's moral is just a preference set by him. So he has no ground to stand on. Haha, no pun intended. His morality is subjective and shifting, whereas the Christian paradigms is not subjective and shifting. That's not to say Christians don't have subjective experiences of morality, that they don't interact with objectivity by their own subjective sort of experience. But it affirms that there is unobjective truth, unobjective morality out there, which we can compare with. If you say that you're a relativist, which he just did, then the debate's conceded. He literally conceded the debate. We're 20 minutes in. The first 15 minutes were opening statements. He couldn't even make it 3 minutes into the... The atheist couldn't make it 3 minutes into the open discussion without literally outright losing the debate.
Saying that by the definition that you're laying out, you're not even grounding it either. So it kind of makes
How?
it pointless. Your
How are
entire...
we not grounding it by appealing to a
Well,
transcendent
okay, so
authoritative
you're
power
saying
that's
that
outside cultural
because
context?
right, you're saying that because my moral grounding changes with society and with our understanding of social situations, then that means that it's not grounded.
Yep.
Y'all's social
Literally by definition, grounding means universal. Okay? So if it changes at all, it's not universal. I mean, where did they get this guy?
situations have also changed, and Christian morals have changed over time. So it seems like
So
y'all are
ours is
just
grounded
as
too?
grounded as we are.
Wait, so we're grounded and you're grounded?
So we're equally grounded.
I'm
then,
saying
based on
I'm
your
saying
own
that y'all's
argument.
distinction between the grounding
You just
here is
justified
not-
us as being on equal footing as you.
We're both
Yeah.
ungrounded by your standard.
That's what
Absolutely.
I'm saying. Yes.
You both are
But I don't.
both
But I don't agree with
ungrounded
your
in
standard.
any
I
of
don't
We
think
all
you
lose.
guys either.
Cultural- Right.
You're the permanence part of it that you keep trying to put into grounding.
That's what it
not there.
means.
So wait a second. Let's apply this to truth for a second, okay? Is truth grounded in
Why are we
something
applying it
objective,
to
or is that
truth?
because the claim about morality is an epistemic claim as well, so it's relevant. So
I
would
don't,
that
I don't
apply?
think that morality is an objective, absolute truth.
Okay, but do you think that truth itself requires grounding or not? Do you say
Jump in with some crazy assertion that like I don't think that morality is an objective, like there is no objective truth. Jump in with an assertion that actually concedes the debate for you. Sit back smugly and start fidget spinning. This is the cream of the crop. This is the best the atheists have to offer, unfortunately. That's absolutely insane.
take the same approach to truth as you do morality?
I don't know that I understand the question. I think that truth is a feature of
Is truth
play.
ultimately grounded in something, or is it just like morality? It's just grounded in the whims of time, cultural.
I think these are category errors. Like, I think you're trying to compare two things that aren't compared.
No. Morality is definitionally involved with truth because it has to be true. Any moral claim, any moral position, for instance, like slavery is wrong, is either true or untrue, given the Christian paradigm. It's either true or false. So epistemology and morality are like deeply intertwined. They're not quite the same thing, but if there is objective morality, then there is objective truth, because moral claims have to either be true or false. So anyway.
Okay, what's the category error? They're both
The
transcendental
category error
categories.
being that there is an overarching truth about reality. Like there's a truth about what happens in reality and everything, but I don't think that morality follows along that paradigm, making it a category error between the two.
How is that
Okay,
universal truth justified or grounded? What are you talking? Like what
Universal truth? Like I'm just talking about the truth of reality. Like there's a
what
like
is
there,
that?
there's a
Describe
truth.
that to me.
There's a truth as to whether or not one asteroid strikes another and there's nobody around to observe it, kind of similar to the whole thing of like if there's a tree that falls in a forest doesn't make a sound. I think that there's an overarching
Based on
truth.
Are you a naturalist? Because based on your own methods, you wouldn't be able to make a truth or a fact claim based on something that can't be observed. Same with the asteroid. or the tree falling.
I'm a methodological naturalist, so I mean I think that I can definitely make those kinds of statements.
How? So you have to make an argument for why you can do that.
Okay, yeah. So, like, to answer the question of if a tree falls in a forest, does it make a sound? Yes, it does, because sound is the compression of air molecules, and so when a tree falls, there's still a compression of air molecules that happen.
Yeah, but the point is that your paradigm, your worldview, godless engineer, which is his name, believe it or not, is that truth must be observed by some sort of scientific method or some person, ultimately by you, the individual, godless engineer. So by just asserting that the tree makes a sound when it falls, even though by definition, it has not been observed, you subvert your own paradigm. You cancel out your entire paradigm, because then you've said, oh, well, some things can be known that aren't observed. But truth is only that which is observed. But some things are not observed, and they're still true. Source, trust me, bro.
Therefore, a tree still makes a sound. Even
but
if
this is
nobody's
the
there to
Hume's
hear it.
guillotine, because Hume highlighted that we can expect the sun to rise tomorrow, but we can't prove it inductively. If you're going to be consistent as an atheist, you can't prove it until it's observable. So I agree with you. The probability of the tree falling making noise, absolutely, I agree with you. But in regards to justifying that as a truth claim through inductive measures, you can only do it by actually witnessing it.
No. I mean, we can use the basic principles of physics and like reality in order to know that it would still make a sound, as long as it's like a tree that
You
falls on
can't know
Earth
it
and
in an
not
ultimate
some others.
sense based on your own epistemology.
No, yes, I can know. Like, and under what conditions would a tree?
Source, trust me, bro. I can know. Source, trust me, bro. Even though my epistemology makes no sense. Source, I can know. Trust me.
Not make a noise if it falls.
If
your magical wizard deems it to be so, is that what it is?
The definition of what a sound
We
is.
obviously expect the sun to rise tomorrow, but he's making the philosophical.
I'll tell you. Is it possible for air not to be present in the natural world?
On Earth, we are filled with on Earth we are filled with a mixture that we call air, and so no,
Is
I
it
don't
possible? I didn't ask if air exists right now. I said, is it logically possible
Only
for air
conceptually, but a
to
tree
not
probably wouldn't
exist?
fall either.
Hold on, Flow State. I'm asking a question to your opponent. Is it logically possible for air not to exist on Earth?
Wait, to his opponent? I feel like we're on
You.
the same side.
No, sorry, your teammate. I
you did
apologize.
say opponent.
Yeah. So is it possible, logically possible, for air not to exist, say on another
Do you
planet?
see how slow that guy is? Like, did he think about that throughout the whole question? Was he fidget spinning throughout the whole question, the hypothetical is being proposed? Did you say opponent? Like, obviously he meant you, idiot. Did you say opponent? He's thinking about that for so long. And he probably missed the entire question. Let's see.
Technically, anything's possible. But,
Okay, so
anything's possible. Oh, anything's possible. According to what standard?
to make it probable, you and
All right, that's enough for me today, boys. That was fun. These guys already lost the debate. We don't. Everything after this is just going to be yelling and misunderstanding because the debate was conceded right here.
Objective, like moral foundation, in order to ground morality.
Well, that's not grounding then, philosophically speaking.
And up, we will refer to as questions later. Going
Less
forward,
than 3
the floor
minutes.
is open, gentlemen.
Less than 3 minutes.
Using Jim Bob's definition.
For what is
if I
do a quick fidget spin,
relating to principles of right and wrong behavior. So I think that we can look at, say, ancient Japan, and they had the.
What is the?
We have to have an absolute objective, like moral foundation.
There you go. So morality cannot be grounded without God, according to godless engineer. Debate won. Congratulations, Jim Bob. Congratulations, DPH. I don't know what your name is. David something, I'm guessing. I like those guys a lot. They're obviously the cream of the crop in terms of our side. Them and Jay Dyer and many others. But it's just a slaughter. These guys aren't obviously like the best. They wouldn't be the best opponent. Oh yeah, there you go. It's a slaughter. These opponents were weak. They were very weak. Yeah. I'd like to see a really strong debate on this topic, like get a Graham Oppie or some kind of crazy, actual philosopher, not a dude wearing a wife beater and a fidget spinner and talking in the middle of the opening statements. Okay. Well, that's enough for me, guys. Thank you very much.